You're about to see one of the smartest, most brilliant cabins ever built. At first glance, it looks like a simple stack of firewood. Nothing special, just raw logs thrown together in the forest. But in the next few seconds, this entire structure will transform right in front of your eyes into a fully functional, off-grid micro-cabin with a kitchen, bathroom, a folding deck, solar power, rainwater filtration, and a level of design intelligence so high, it's studied in architecture schools worldwide. This cabin is not a concept, it's real, built by real architects, and almost nobody knows how insane its design actually is. Let me show you why this tiny hut became a global example of genius minimal architecture. This is the Jetta log cabin, created by architects from Slovenia and Italy. From far away, it looks like a solid cube made only of stacked logs, nothing more than a rustic pile of timber. But step closer, and the front face suddenly opens. The deck folds down like a drawbridge. The cabin breathes, expands, and invites you inside. What looked like raw wood from the outside becomes a warm, minimal interior. Clean plywood walls, a small wardrobe, and a panoramic opening framing the forest like a living painting. Here's where the brilliance begins. Every log you see is identical, same diameter, same length. That's because the architects wanted a system that anyone could build, anywhere, without advanced tools. The logs act like natural bricks. Layer after layer, they create walls that are thick, solid, extremely insulating, and completely sustainable. Look at the sketches. You can see the way each horizontal log interlocks with the next, forming a rhythm that is both structural and aesthetic. The drawings show clear sections, plans, and how the decking mechanism works, everything reduced to pure geometric logic. This is architecture stripped down to the basics. One module, repeated hundreds of times, creating strength through simplicity. Most tiny cabins rot because they sit directly on the ground. Not this one. Look at the model photos. The entire cabin is elevated on short wooden posts. Why? Because raising the structure a few inches allows air to move underneath. Moisture disappears, the floor stays dry, and the building becomes portable. This one design move, lifting the cabin off the ground, probably doubled its lifespan, a tiny detail with massive impact. Now look at these photos again. When the deck folds up, the cabin transforms back into what looks like a solid block of cut wood. Closed, it becomes camouflage, a log pile, a piece of the forest. Open, it becomes a livable space with shelter, sunlight, and openness. This dual identity is one of the most genius ideas in the entire project. The cabin isn't trying to dominate nature, it's trying to belong to it. Inside, the cabin is divided into two clear zones. Zone 1, the living space. This is the front, wide open, facing the sun, the landscape, the view. It's where you sit, rest, work, or simply breathe in the forest air. The floor extends onto the deck, doubling the usable space. Zone 2, the service zone. At the back, in the darker, cooler area, you find the kitchenette and the compact bathroom. The architects grouped all utilities together so the living area feels bigger and cleaner. In just a few square meters, you get everything you actually need. Sleeping space, storage, water, cooking area, a weather-protected interior, access to nature. Every inch is intentional. Nothing is wasted. Unlike modern prefab cabins that rely on metal fasteners, insulation panels, and synthetic layers, the Jetta log cabin uses raw, untreated logs, timber panels, natural joints, sunlight, cross-ventilation, a simple beam structure. The thickness of the logs acts as thermal mass. The small gaps allow the structure to naturally breathe. It stays warm in the winter, cool in the summer, and dry year-round. This isn't just eco-friendly, it's architecturally intelligent. Look at this picture of the roof. Yes, those are photovoltaic solar panels hidden beneath the logs. the cabin is capable of operating fully off the grid thanks to solar power, rainwater filtration through carbon filters, separate black water storage, LED lighting, minimal energy usage. The entire building is self-sufficient. It produces what it needs, and it wastes almost nothing. This project became a worldwide reference in architecture schools for one reason. It proves that great design doesn't require massive budgets. It doesn't need heavy machinery. It doesn't depend on industrial materials. With nothing but logs, plywood, sunlight, and smart planning, these architects created a cabin that is sustainable, modular, transportable, weather-resistant, affordable, and incredibly beautiful. It stands as a reminder that sometimes the best architecture doesn't fight nature, it grows from it. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more cabins, more intelligent details, and more architectural ideas explained simply and visually, make sure to subscribe. Some of the next projects are even crazier than this one. See you in the next video.